and welcome to Paper Space, a podcast where we talk about all things books, planners, and cozy hobbies. We're your hosts, Des
and Lindsey.
Yeah, today we're going to do our Loving Lately and Currently Reading, and then we also buddy read Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. So we will talk about that as well. Do you want to do your Loving Lately first?
Yeah, I definitely can. Well, as far as like hobby stuff goes, I have been coloring a lot lately. I bought like a dupe of the Bobby Goods coloring book off of Amazon because hers are like always sold out.
They
every
are really
time.
hard. Yeah,
like
really
I never
hard.
catch it. And it's not like the exact same, but it's kind of that similar style.
The same vibe, yeah.
And so I've been coloring in those pages, and they're super fun. And
It's awesome.
that's been one of my like relaxing.
What do you use?
Right now I've just been using like the Crayola markers.
Like super tips. Nice.
But I have a set of brush pens as well.
Okay.
That has like a water pen with it, so you could kind of like watercolor. But I don't know how the paper will do with that, and so I've been really hesitant to use those because like I have watercolor paper that I could use them on, but not like I don't. You don't
know about the coloring book.
That paper would do well with it. I think it would get all crinkly and
Yeah.
So,
nice.
But right now the Crayola ones are working good. I kind of want to get, I don't know, some different ones.
Yeah.
I actually got those as like a gift from someone at work. They were.
Oh, nice.
We did like it's like Secret Santa, but it was like called like, what did they end up calling it? Like, your bloom buddy or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know, for spring.
Oh,
And
okay, fun.
so we had to like fill out a little paper. It was called like Dirt on You. And like had your different like what's your favorite color? What's your favorite flower?
Oh, okay.
What's your favorite scent? Like that kind of stuff. And then like favorite treats, drinks, and hobbies. So that way like people could put whatever they do, and then you write your name on it, and then it went to like
a random person
group pile, and then whoever was in charge of it, I just put it into a random person's box, and then we like had to buy a gift for them. Like it was like a $15
that's really
max.
helpful to have like the little thing filled out.
Yeah, just like Secret Santa type vibes. And so like the one the girl that I got, like I ended up getting her a candle because on her like favorite scent she wrote the strawberry shortcake, but like the doll.
Okay.
You know how those had a scent like back in.
Yes, like I know exactly what you're talking about.
And so I was like, I wonder if
there's something
they make that as a candle, and they do.
Oh my gosh.
There's a company that makes it, and
That's
so I
incredible.
ordered her a strawberry shortcake candle.
Like the doll.
Like it made me laugh. It made me laugh that she wrote that, and so I was like, I wonder.
We have to go down this route.
And then I put like some candies in there, but
fun.
Like it was fun. I was.
That's
like
cute.
all of her hobbies were like outdoor stuff, and I was like, well, I can't really buy you like.
Yeah.
Like for the $15 limit, like it's hard to buy like camping stuff, like other than work. Plus, I don't know what you want, so.
Yeah.
So it was fun, but I've been coloring, and
very nice.
I don't know. I bought a new game on Steam. It's like it's so silly. It's just like a puzzle game.
Okay.
That's literally called Cats Neatly Organized, and they're like cats of different shapes and sizes, and you have to fit them in the box, like kind of like Tetris.
Yeah.
It's fun. I enjoy it.
That sounds fun.
They make cute little sound effects. So, it was like $2.
I love it.
On Steam, but I've been having fun with that one. And that's
nice.
My main vibes. And then I've just been learning lots of new stuff at work, so
good.
I've been busy with that.
Yeah.
What about you?
I guess one thing is this Tangle toy that I'm currently playing with.
No, I think I'm gonna order one. I like it a lot.
They're so much fun.
It's so fun.
Everyone that I show it to is like, oh,
yeah,
I think I have to have one of these.
It's just so different.
Yeah, and it like genuinely like for me very mindless.
Right.
Like very easy to fidget with, and that's exactly the point. But
right. But there's some.
Yeah.
That I feel like
it scratches my brain, right?
Yeah. No, I mean that's what you need.
And it's nice, like, when I'm in meetings and stuff, and I'm like notice I'm getting distracted and fidgety, and if I literally just play with this, I can focus so much better. It's kind of insane.
That's good.
So good for keeping me focused.
Perfect.
But also just very fun to play with.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like one thing. I was very sad when I misplaced it. I was so scared that I lost it.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm
yes.
glad you found it again.
Yeah, I am too. And then the other thing I've been kind of obsessed with, and it has been a few months since we recorded the last episode.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
But I have been using it pretty much since then. Every day. And it's called Wearing, and it's a phone app.
Okay.
Where it's like a closet organization. Not organization, like it's a closet cataloging app.
Yeah.
And so I tried a couple of different ones, and I liked the features on this one.
Yeah.
And like, so I didn't do all of my clothes at once. I didn't put everything in at once.
Right.
I did like as I would wear
lot.
things.
Right.
Yeah, it's like you would have to dedicate a full day at least to doing it.
Honestly.
And so like as I would like every day when I would take my clothes, I would take quick pictures of them and upload them in. So I would just kind of like do it as I was going. Yeah. And now like I have most stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't want to go through and put all like my sweaters in and stuff now. Because like I'm not wearing them. Yeah. So, and I will like try and find pictures online when I can too.
Right.
But also a lot of stuff I've had for a really long time. So, it like, yeah, you can like build a wish list in there, and it gives you like all of these fun stats about like how much you're wearing things. And so like every day it's really fun for me to be like, oh, these are the things I'm wearing today. And it was kind of depressing at first because I think like I wasn't feeling great when I started using it. And so I noticed that I wore like the same pair of sweatpants like every day for a week. And that was a little bit sad, but also kind of the point like of why I wanted to start using it.
Yeah.
And now it's been, so I started using that in like April.
Yeah.
I think. April, May, June. So I've been using it for a few months now. But yeah.
That sounds like a fun app though.
It is very fun. And it's made it like way more fun to get dressed. And it's also made me like way more conscious of like what things I wear, like colors and like types of clothes that I wear.
Right.
And it also gives you like cost per wear of things. So like I bought cowboy boots like right after I started using that, and they were like an investment.
Yeah, for sure.
And I've already gotten them down to like $10 or $12 per wear, and they were, you know, like expensive.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. Those are definitely an investment.
Yeah, and I've just felt a lot better and having a lot more fun with getting dressed. And also like building my wish list and stuff kind of lets me like not hyperfixate on things.
Yeah. Because
like sometimes I'll just get caught like thinking about something, and if I just put it in my little wish list, then I'm like, okay.
Right, it's there.
It's there, and I don't have to think about it.
Right.
So it's very cool. I like it a lot.
Nice too, because then you can start to like curate.
Yes.
Like a wardrobe a little bit.
And yeah, the other thing that's been really cool is like it's way easier to get rid of stuff because I'm like, I genuinely don't wear this.
Right.
Or like I'll put something on.
How often you're wearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I haven't put this in the app, and like this is something that I should be wearing right now. Like this is like a tank top for summer, and I haven't touched it. And like I'll try. It's making me like pull stuff out more too that I don't wear as much. Because like now that I have a lot of stuff in there, usually like every week I'll pull out a couple of things and scan them in, like add them to my app. And sometimes I'll try stuff on and I'm like, no, this isn't even worth it. Like I'm not gonna wear this. I haven't worn this. Like maybe I didn't even wear it last season that it was, you know, for. And I think it'll also make it nice for me to like swap like my winter clothes and stuff too. Like I would like to be able to pack away stuff in like the off season for it. But yeah, it's just been really awesome. Yeah, so I really, it's really fun to play with.
No, I like that a lot, because like I try to go through my closet like usually spring and then beginning of winter, or like before winter. And like in spring, I'll try to get rid of the stuff that I didn't wear all winter, right? Yeah. So like if there's sweaters that like I didn't touch the whole entire winter and fall, okay, I'm like, obviously I'm not wearing that, I'll get rid of it. Or like same, like I'll try to go through some of the like summery items and stuff of like if there are things that I know I didn't wear last season and I didn't get rid of them in the fall because I was like, oh, maybe I'll wear it under a cardigan or whatever, and then I still didn't touch it. It's like, okay, obviously I'm not wearing that. And like, so I try to do that. Like I feel like my closet's very minimal right now because I did that in the spring, and I don't have a lot left because I got rid of a lot of stuff. And
I have a really hard time getting rid of things. I'm kind of a pack rat.
Oh, I am too. But I was like, I wanted to get like, because our closet was like so full, and I was like, we need to go through it. And so we both went through all of our stuff. Nice. And I got rid of a lot of things.
It feels good.
And he got rid of a lot of things because he was like, I didn't even realize how many like shirts I have that like I don't wear, that don't fit me,
that don't even fit,
or that
you just don't like wearing,
like the way they fit or whatever it is. And there's like a few things that like we both kept because like for sentimental reasons and stuff, but like most fit. And now I'm like, okay, I want to like start building up my wardrobe again, but I don't want to just buy like random, like unless I like want, like if it's a nice random item. I don't know. I want to curate those more like long-term, like staple pieces that can last. Yeah.
It makes me really not afraid to like actually invest in things, like nice things. Like my cowboy boots I know I'm going to have for a long time.
Yeah. Especially if you take good care of them, like condition the leather when you need to and stuff. Like those will last you a lifetime.
Yep. So that's my loving lately.
Very good.
All right. Do we want to do our currently reading?
Yeah, current reads.
Do you want to do yours first?
Sure. I'm not really reading that many books right now, but
fair.
I don't know if I talked about it in our last. I don't think I did. I think I talked about like maybe downloading it or wanting to start it or something. But it's called the Luminaries.
Oh,
Luminaries. I don't know how to say it. By Eleanor Catton.
Okay.
I don't know if it's Catton or Catton. Catton.
Oh, I've definitely seen that cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been reading that.
It's a pretty cover.
Yeah, I know. I kind of wish that the Kindle had color because it's a dark
it's like blue and gold or something.
It's really pretty. But I've been reading that. I'm not like super far into it. I'm only like 10% done with the book.
Okay.
So I'm not like crazy far.
Yeah.
But it's like a historical fiction kind of.
Okay.
/ mystery.
Oh.
About so far it's not very far. It's like a pretty long book, so it's doing a lot of building and trying to understand characters right now. They talk about a lot of different places, so I'm like confused as to where they actually are right now.
Okay.
But it's supposed to be taking place during like the gold rush.
Oh, okay.
Time. But then like it also is talking about like there's a guy in the village where they're at that was murdered.
Oh, okay. So that's the mystery element.
So, and then there's like rumors of like ghosts and stuff. So I'm like, okay, what kind of mystery is this? I'm like, are we...
There's a lot of pieces happening right now.
For sure.
Okay.
So, but so far so good. I'm enjoying it. It's a little bit... It's not hard to follow, but like the way the main character talks or like his attitude is kind of pretentious. And so I've been having to get used to that.
Yep.
As the voice of the book.
Yeah.
Which, like, it's how he's supposed to be.
Purposely a little bit unlikable.
But, like, I'm just like, okay.
But it is hard to read from that perspective.
For sure. And so I'm like, okay, I need to try to find a way to relate to this guy.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be interesting. I've heard good things about it. And I am enjoying it. It's just I've been slow reading it. Because it's a long book. And I've read a couple other things in between. Like, I read... a graphic novel. Nice. I read The Bug Boys.
I love Bug Boys.
It's so cute.
They're so cute.
I loved it. I read it in one sitting because I'm like, this is adorable.
Yeah.
But
very fun. Bug Boys are so
super fun. So I want to read the second one. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
But that's like, I'm just like taking breaks and read other stuff. And then obviously I read the book that we buddy read too. So it's just that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Very nice.
What about you?
I just started a new book. It's called A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking.
Ooh.
And it's by T. Kingfisher.
Fun.
It's YA fantasy, and it's like has its tags are adventurous, funny, and lighthearted, which are those are my main.
Yeah, no, those are fun.
Those are my like typical moods and stuff. And so I'm not super far into it yet, but the idea is there is in this fantasy world there are like magicers, like magic people.
Okay.
But a lot of them have like lesser magic, so they will have like one very specific kind of random talent.
Okay.
Almost.
Yeah.
And so the main character in the book has like a talent with bread.
Oh.
And she can like make baked goods like do things.
Oh, interesting.
So like she can like make sure she works in a bakery.
Yeah.
And so she can like make sure she can like tell the bread not to burn in the oven.
Oh, that's
and it will
so
like listen to her.
funny.
And there is like it's very funny. There is like she like accidentally made basically a sentient sourdough starter. And they like have to keep it in the basement because it's alive.
Oh my gosh.
Which is hilarious.
I love that.
And then she also has kind of like a gingerbread familiar because she can like make them like a gingerbread man, and she can like make them do stuff for her.
That's kind of fun.
It is fun. But then like the plot behind it is that a lot of these like magicers keep disappearing or like turning up dead.
Oh.
Like these like just
Yeah.
lesser magic users, and so that's kind of like the mystery element to it. I'm not super far into like that plot yet, but I think the voice of the story is really funny, and
That's fun.
I'm having a good time with it. I'm also listening to a book. I mentioned last time that I wasn't feeling audiobooks,
Yeah.
and then Libro FM. I've been wanting to switch to Libro FM from Audible.
Yeah.
And they had a sale where like everything was on super duper sale, and you got the good sale price even if you didn't have a full like membership
Nice.
with them. And I was like, this is the perfect way, like I can just buy a few books and have them and like make the switch over.
Yeah.
So I got a handful of books. I got quite a few, honestly. It was a little bit ridiculous, but I only spent like $40.
Oh, that's not
I got like a ton of audiobooks.
Nice.
And so one of them I started reading. I'm slowly making my way through it. It's called Field Notes from an Unintentional Birder by Julia Zarankin. And it's kind of a memoir told through like her experiences with birds and like becoming a bird watcher.
Yeah.
And it's super interesting. I love birds and I love like nature and stuff. And so
Yeah, I saw your cute little bird journal.
yeah, isn't it cute? My little pocket notebook.
Yeah.
So it definitely, she like touches, like makes parallels between like her life and like things she's learning about herself through birding and stuff.
So
And
cute.
but I'm also like learning interesting little things about birds
Yeah.
and like about bird watching and stuff.
Right.
Like one part that made me laugh pretty hard was like basically like sewer treatment places, like water treatment places attract a lot of birds.
Oh, interesting.
So like sometimes they're like, yeah, we're just gonna go over to like the sewer. Yeah, and there's all these birds here.
Oh my God.
Like, so it's kind of a sacrifice that we make because it stinks.
Right.
But
That's funny that the birds would want to go there.
I know.
Seems weird.
I know. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Huh.
But yeah, so it's been fun, and I just pick it up
Yeah.
a little bit now and then. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, so I've been
good.
more in the mood for podcasts than audiobooks, but
Makes
I'm
sense.
just going with the flow.
I get
But
that.
I'm enjoying that one. That's our currently reading. Maybe we can talk about Just for the Summer now,
we can.
because we buddy read it.
We did.
Yeah, honestly,
read
like,
it.
I devoured it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
I know. Well, I remember, like, I was telling my fiance that, like, I, like, was checking our buddy read. And then, all of a sudden, I looked at yours.
And I was done.
You were, like, done with it. And I was like, oh my gosh.
I didn't even... And that was the thing, too. We were like, we need to read something that we can check in more often. And then I checked in, like, once. And then I was done with it.
It's okay. I
couldn't stop.
You started it on, like, when
I was on a trip.
Yeah, and I was working that weekend or something.
Yeah.
Or that time. And so then I was like, okay, I'll start it when I get off. And then I got off and I was like, oh, okay. And then I read the whole thing in like a day and a half.
Yeah. I flew really through it and I did not want to stop. Yeah. And I had the ARC version of it. Mm-hmm. So I like read it on my Kindle.
Right.
And I always take my Kindle on trips with me.
That's
and
smart.
I was on a trip. I went to Texas. And this was in April, like late April.
Yeah.
So it was still not super nice weather here yet.
No, it wasn't.
And so, like, I took it on a trip with me to Texas, and Texas was so, like, hot, and I went to the pool, and, like, it was so perfect. It's such a good summer book.
Oh, it's perfect.
It's a perfect summer book.
It makes me want to go to Minnesota.
I know.
Just to see.
It sounds so cool. I love the way that she described all of it.
Well, and that's where she's from. So, like, obviously
it makes sense.
She knows. Because her other books also take place in Minnesota.
Okay. I need to read her backlog now. I have a couple of...
I know.
I think I have Part of Your World.
Mm.
And then I know you've read Yours Truly.
I have.
And you really liked it.
I did. And there's some character overlap between Yours Truly and this book.
Yeah.
And Just for the Summer. And there's also character overlap over A Part of Your World. I think they're, like,
I
all
think
the same.
It's kind of a series, but
like,
you don't necessarily...
have to read them. They just have some character overlap.
You're going to get some Easter eggs.
Like, you get,
where you're going to recognize people.
Yeah, Yours Truly and Part of Your World are part of the same...
Universe.
And then I've been told that... Or I was reading somewhere that the Happy Ever After playlist,
yeah,
and the Friend Zone also have
those are part of
with this book as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they're like the very minor side characters. Like, you learn a little more about them, which is like something that's pretty cool.
And I did read like the afterword by her. Like, it was like an author interview or something in the back. It might have just been in the ebook.
I don't know. Might have, like,
and I like read through all of it. Yeah, it's the Q&A with Abby Jimenez. Yeah. And it kind of like lightly spoiled some other things.
Yeah, definitely.
And but I really liked it. I liked reading about the connections and stuff.
Oh, for sure. Well, and it was fun as I was reading it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I know that character.
Yeah. So I think I've definitely seen on like Instagram and stuff like the, suggested reading order that people say to read the books in, but I loved this book, and I'm not upset that I read it.
I didn't even know, like, when I got Yours Truly, I didn't even know that it was part of,
part of anything else.
Connected thing, and so I just was like, I just read it, and then I realized, and then I was, like, learning about the connections later, and I was like, oh, I guess I should have read Part of Your World first, but I feel like I could still read Part of Your World, and it'll be fine. Yeah. Like, there might be some, like, things that I might
You'll recognize some of the characters or the connections.
Or, like, there may be, like, a spoiler, like, an Easter egg that, like, was spoiled in another book, but, like...
Oh, true.
I don't think it's that big of a spoiler, because then she would have put them out as a series.
Yeah, and... To be fair, like, when I say that some of the stuff in the back of the book spoiled...
They're very mild.
It's mild, but also, like, I don't remember what it was already. So...
True.
I just I give myself a little bit of time in between, and I won't remember.
Yeah, well, I know, like, one of the things that they talked about in that Q&A was Neil.
Yeah.
As a character, and how he's in another book. And so you learn
So I thought that was interesting. I liked reading about him separately. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it would be fine if I read the other book.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it would be that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah, it ended up being a 5-star for me, and I know it's a high rated one for you too.
Yeah, I think I did 5 stars. Let me
yeah, I really liked it, and I very much like Allie Hazelwood.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Her stuff is so cute.
Emily Henry. I really like Emily Henry too.
Read any of hers.
I've read Happy Place and Beach Read, and I really liked both of them. But like, man, that Abby Jimenez book.
It's so good.
It was so good.
I gave it 4.5 stars.
4.5.
And I don't actually know why.
That's still really good.
Yeah. I don't know if I've given any of my books 5 stars this year.
You know, I have not had a lot of 5 stars this year.
I've been hesitant. I don't know. Not that it really matters. Like,
yeah.
But I feel like this was a really good book. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
But there are parts of it that made it, like, not be a 5-star.
And that's fine. That's fair.
Like, some of the character traits or some of the, like, which is, like, that's just how it is.
And it's different for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, for me, a 5-star is, like, I don't think I would change anything about it, and I had a really good time reading it. Maybe we can do, like, an episode about our favorite books of the year so far. That would be fun.
Oh. I put Bug Boys as one because
Hell
it was
yeah.
so adorable.
Bug Boys is so
cute.
good.
I literally was like, the messages
they're so cute. They're like children's books.
I know, but like
they're middle
really
grade,
good,
right?
Yeah, but it had some really good messages.
I'm like, my future kids will read these because it teaches you about like caring and sharing and being a good friend and
but it also has like good messages for like slightly older like, you know, teenagers or even adults.
But it's also
not
hilarious.
to give up and like it's okay if you get sad or depressed sometimes. Everyone does. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was so
that's true.
Cute.
It did have some
really
deep feels.
Yeah, I loved those aspects.
Yeah. Plus, it has some like really hilarious stuff going on.
So funny.
They are really funny.
Loved it.
Anyways, maybe we could do
we could
favorite books of the year.
A rating. Yeah.
I
do like a synopsis.
Yeah, I guess so. Like the idea is that both of them, the main male character and the main female character, both have like sort of a curse where everyone they date, as soon as they break up, goes on to find their soulmate.
Yeah, like the next person they date.
The next person that
person dates.
Yeah.
Is their soulmate.
Ends up being like their soulmate and they get married and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so Justin is the guy and he like posts on Reddit like, about this always happens to me, and like he like had a funny story that went viral on Reddit.
Yeah.
And what's Emma? Emma. Okay. Wow.
I was like, Emily?
I actually remembered.
I was thinking Emily, but I was like, no, that's not great.
Close.
Yeah. Close.
She sees it and she's like, oh, I might just like message him because that's really funny.
And because the same thing happens.
And because the same thing happens to her.
Yeah.
And so like they kind of go back and forth and they kind of hit it off. So the idea is that they're like, what if we dated?
Yeah, what would happen?
What would happen?
Like, would the curse break?
Yeah, would we both go on then to find, like, our soulmate after we date each other?
Yeah, and so they talked about, like, what, for them, like, what had to happen for it to be, like...
Yeah, like, the requirements for
their, like, relationship to more or less...
Like how long they have to date, certain things they have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it kind of goes from there. And I have to say that, like, Justin is one of my favorite, like, male main characters I've ever read in a romance book.
Literally.
He is so cute so sweet. He sends her, like, questionnaires about their dates, like, to find out, like, what she wants to do for their dates. And then, like, he sends her, like, post-date questionnaire, like, surveys.
Yeah. Like, can you imagine?
And they're so cute.
So cute.
I absolutely loved it. But also, something that, like, really struck me about this book was that they both have their own crap going on.
Yeah.
Like, they both have
significant
pretty significant stuff going on in their lives right now. And, you know, like, sometimes it feels very real in the way that's, like, sometimes that gets in the way.
Oh, yeah.
Of
1,000%.
Of things. And, like, they definitely had to, like, grapple with some things, and, yeah, I just...
Well, it's kind of nice, because, like, there's, like, a automatic timeline put on them.
There is, like, a
the curse, but also
countdown.
Because Emma is...
a travel nurse.
She's a travel nurse, so she's not from, Minnesota, where Justin is from.
Yeah.
And where he resides. But she takes a travel contract there, which, like, puts her there just for the summer. It puts her there for those...
It does put, like, the ticking time...
3 months or whatever it is. And so you kind of...
You know
that there's going to be, like, there's a timeline to their...
There's going to be a point where, like, they're going to have to figure this out.
Yeah. And so, like, they both
something's
have to
going to have to
their
happen.
Stuff, and, like, things are gonna have to happen, but, like, it does kind of go to show that, like, okay, well, even just the whole chance of it all, of, like, her deciding to take a contract there.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know if it's a spoiler, but it was, like, after they had, like, their chat on Reddit, that she was like, well, maybe we should go to Minnesota.
Yeah.
You know, so I can meet this guy.
Yeah, because she travels with her friend.
With her friend, yeah. They're both nurses.
And their relationship is really cute,
oh my gosh,
too.
So adorable.
Their friendship is really sweet.
Yeah, I liked their friendship
Her
a lot.
friend is really funny.
Like, really good friends.
Yeah.
Like, the type of person that you would need in your life. And that everyone wants.
Yeah, they've, like, been through it together. Yeah, so...
Yeah, it was a really sweet... Yeah, I would agree Justin's a very well-written character.
He is.
And I definitely, relate to his, like, certain level of anxiety-ish. Pretty well. But, like, it comes across as very, like, realistic.
Yeah.
And same with Emma. Like, her...
Yeah. They both have family troubles.
But, like, different types of family troubles. Pretty drastically different.
Yeah. But very impactful for both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't just...
It wasn't just a romance.
Yeah.
There was a lot of other messages in it, and you got a lot of perspective on, like, the quote-unquote background characters that I don't feel like you always get in other romance books where it just focuses on your, like,
and it wasn't like just her having problems, but you're actually switching back and forth between them.
Yeah, their viewpoints, you get
and
both.
seeing both of their struggles.
Yeah, and both of their viewpoints of, like, especially when they're, like, starting to talk and stuff, like, you get to see into both of their minds, and so, like, as the reader, you're like, oh my gosh, can you guys just figure it out already? But then, like, they haven't come to that point in their own minds yet, and so...
And you have to remember, like, 3 months.
Yeah,
like,
it's not very long.
It's not very long.
No, not at all.
And it didn't feel... Like, I know a lot of people have a lot of trouble with, like, the miscommunication tropes and stuff, and it didn't feel... It didn't feel forced to me.
Not at all.
Like, obviously, like, in real life, there is a level of miscommunication that happens. Just in the way of, like, you're not always going to talk to everyone about everything that you feel.
Right.
And everything that's going on.
In your own head.
Yeah.
Even, like,
and it
people you're very close with.
Yeah, it felt very realistic.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I really liked it.
No, I did too. And, like, I liked how they both had to help each other.
Yeah.
With certain things.
They both had to make...
And they both had to make sacrifices. And adjustments, and also, like, they both had to gain a better understanding of themselves as well. Like, they had to do some self-development in order for things to work out for them in the way that, like, they needed for their life. At that moment.
I thought it was... I really liked it.
Yeah.
I think that was great.
It was really, really... There were some parts I was like, what is happening? Like... With Neil.
Yeah.
And Amber.
That whole
thing, like,
it was kind of crazy.
When it was first introduced, I was like, I don't know
Where is
about
this going?
Where is it going to go? And, like...
But it's supposed to dredge stuff up.
For sure. For sure. I don't know. I personally, like, did not like Amber's character. Like, not that we're really supposed to.
Well, yeah.
I just was like, man, it's so
They
wild.
set it up for you to, like, kind of root for her a little bit.
Yeah, and then it just...
But I think it served its purpose of, like, making you feel how Emma feels. By, like, oh, like, maybe things are gonna work out this way. Yeah. Maybe it's different.
Maybe it's different this time.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I thought that was kind of clever.
It was a good setup, for sure.
Yeah. How they did that. But also, oh my gosh, you just want to slap her sometimes.
Literally.
Oh my gosh.
Well, and I was trying to imagine, because, like, I don't know that I've, like, met someone like that in my real life, and so I was trying to, like, picture, like, what that would be like
as a real person.
And, like, because, like, you're reading it and it sounds like a little bit, like, overly chaotic sometimes, but then when you, like, really grapple with the beast of, like, mental illness, especially when it comes to, like, bipolar disorder, like, that's what it's like, especially if you're not on medication. Like, it's a very real experience, and she didn't over-exaggerate it. No. Yeah. Like, for some people, that is exactly how it is. Yeah. And so it was, like, a good perspective to have to gain.
Yeah.
Especially, like, again, to, like, understand Emma better, too, of, like, what she had to go through.
Yeah, and I thought that Abby Jimenez did a good job of, like, addressing the mental health issues, too, and, like, not just, like, okay, all good now, kind of, like, no, I have to, like, actually work on this and address things and acknowledge that, like, this is what's happening, and I thought that she handled it really well.
Yeah, like I said, like, the self-growth part of the novel was just as important.
Yes.
As the romance trope.
Yeah, and I wasn't constantly waiting, like, okay, like...
Right.
Move, like, okay, like, now I want to see what happens with them. Like, I was genuinely invested in both of their storylines. And, like, them as, like... Separately as people. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. The way she depicted Minnesota, especially the lake.
I know!
And, like, the lake house.
The lake house. It sounds gorgeous. I was like,
this sounds amazing. I don't know how I would feel about having to, like, take a boat back and forth to, like, get to and from my house, but...
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fun little anecdote.
Yeah. I loved the description.
It sounded like such a fun...
I could picture it, and I have a really hard time doing that.
Oh, I don't. I can, like, stuff, like, plays in my head like a movie when I'm reading.
I can do scenery better than I can do people. I can't do people in my head.
Yeah, people aren't as clear.
People are gray blobs for me with no face. And then, they exist in a nice world.
It's funny, though, because you, like, say that Justin's cute, and so, like, you have some idea of him in your head.
I know, but I don't actually know what he looks like.
Yeah, that's how I am, too. Like, but, like, when I'm, like, picturing, like, them together, I guess, it's, like, I can see, like, two people.
Right.
But
not clearly.
It's not specific, like, oh, that's exactly what their face looks like.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Okay, every time that people are like, when a movie adaptation comes out and they're like, this is not how, like, I pictured so-and-so, I'm like, this is the only way I can picture them is now by their actor.
Right.
Like, I don't have a full picture of people.
Like, unless they give you a very detailed
specific
description
and
of
even
what the character looks
then,
like.
it doesn't stick for me very well.
No, like, my brain will build something that resembles that description.
Right. But not like a real person.
No, but I even have a hard time picturing, like, real people.
I do too. I think I have like a face blindness problem.
I don't know what it is, because if someone was like, oh, picture your fiance.
I gotta look at a picture, buddy.
Like, I know what he looks like.
Yeah.
And
I can pick him out of the crowd, but
if you tell me to,
I can't picture faces in my head.
Of him in my head? No.
For me, and I can get, like, the general idea of a person, but not faces. Right. Like, faces don't
But even
stick
if it's someone you're super familiar with,
know.
like, you're like, I know them. I know their face.
Yeah.
I would recognize them anywhere.
Yo.
Yeah.
I don't,
so
yeah,
funny.
and
I'm
it's
like,
funny
that
I don't think it is. I don't think it is, because I've read about
just
it.
Picture full-on faces in their head. Oh.
I have read a lot about that kind of stuff. I find it really interesting.
It is interesting.
Because it's interesting to find out people don't have, like, the same experience with you like that.
Right.
And
do you do the same thing with, like, objects? Like, if someone told you to picture, like, an object in your head? So, like, if I were to tell you, like, picture an apple, what does your brain, like, want to do? Like, do you think of, like, what it looks like and feels like? Or, like, I guess
this is a good question. Yeah.
Like, I don't want to, like, feed you
extra information.
You know what I mean? But, like, I don't know.
My brain is red shape.
Red shape.
With, you know, like...
The leaves.
Yeah. Oh. Almost just a heart, honestly.
Like a cartoon?
Yes, it's
like
a flat... It's a flat
object.
Like what you would see on a kindergarten poster.
Okay.
That's what my brain can do with that.
Okay.
Or I might be able to pull, like... I know there are apples on my counter at home.
Uh-huh.
And I can sort of...
Like,
imagine it, but it's more of, like...
Like, you know where they're at.
I know what it is. Right. Yeah.
And you know, okay.
But if you, like, told me to, like, draw a picture of it... Yeah.
Yeah. I get that.
But I have a really hard time with faces.
No, same.
Yeah. Objects and sometimes, like, scenery are doable for me.
Okay. That's interesting.
Because, like... I can kind of picture places, too, but I have to focus pretty hard on it.
Right.
And it is, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I read, like, does kind of just, like, play like a movie. Like, I can see everything that's being described as happening.
Okay.
Like, for instance, like, when we're talking about, like, the lake house in Just for the Summer, and, like, how they have to take the boat, and so, like, they're getting that first initial viewpoint of the lake house of, like, when
they're coming up to it,
leading them out to the boat, and then she's like, here's the boat you're gonna take.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can picture, and, like, what I think that would look like. Mm-hmm. And, like, I can see the dock, and, like...
Yeah, I have some, like, general...
Was, like, a rickety, like, dock. Like, and I think my brain was just taking, like, okay, like, picture, like,
something you've seen before.
But then I could, like, see the house, but it wasn't a super clear picture of the house. I just, like, could see, like, what it would probably be like if there was an island.
Yeah.
With the house.
I can do scenery all right. I have, like, a specific idea of, like, what I think the houses looked like. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but things don't play like a movie for me.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like, I can get, like, like, if I read something, I have to... and I want to, like, picture it, I have to stop.
Oh, okay.
And kind of, like, think about a little bit. Like, my, like, page to brain does not, like, it's not smooth.
Right.
It's very much, like, I'm reading words and thinking about it, not imagining it.
And you're thinking about the words?
Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
See, I don't think about the words.
Yeah. I don't I have to, like, try a little harder to get...
Interesting. Okay, because I can just kind of run it in my brain.
Yeah.
Of, like, what is happening.
Yeah. I think that's...
And it's almost like I'm watching it in, like, third person.
Yeah. And I can do
I'm
that.
not one of the characters.
Yeah. No. I can see, like, I can do, like, a little scene.
Yeah.
If they're like, this exactly happened.
Yeah.
I can see that a little bit.
Right.
Like, when they did, like, the boathouse, I could see, like, a little pan. Like, a pan up the house, and that's it.
Right.
And then
And then just the story continues.
And then it just continues.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I can do scenery.
Mm-hmm. It's just like
it's the people. Yeah. I can't.
I get that. Like I said, I can, like, picture their shapes, but it's never a specific face.
But I do notice that my brain, like, even in my dreams, reuses a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Like, the shapes of buildings and like, rooms and
See, my
things
dreams
like
are
that.
so wild.
I have a lot of recurring dreams.
I get repeated
or, like,
sometimes.
I get, like, I'm like, oh, I've been here before.
I definitely get that sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you, like, when that happens, when you're dreaming, do you become lucid for a second?
Oh, yeah, I lucid dream a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
So I tend to remember a lot of stuff, but I don't sleep very well.
Me neither, dude.
Like, when people are like, oh yeah, you shouldn't be able to control stuff in your dream. I'm like, what? I'm doing all of that. Like, I am directing this play.
Yeah, and it's not all the time. Like, I feel like I go in and out of it.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I'm controlling it, and then in the same dream, and then I won't be controlling it.
Or, like, you'll redo something.
Yeah.
You'll, like, play it back.
Yeah.
Like, run it through
Especially
again.
if it's a repeat dream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or a reoccurring one, where it's, like, at a certain point, my brain goes, we've done this before.
Yeah. Let's do something else, or let's try it a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I'll fall out of it, and I go back to just the dream running, whatever it's going to do.
I never knew that was what lucid dreaming was.
Oh, I didn't either.
Well, that was, like, a super random tangent, but,
I mean,
that was super interesting.
We're talking about, like, how we picture stuff.
Yeah. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Brains are weird.
Brains are so weird. Yeah, really enjoyed the book.
Me too.
Lots of good imagery.
to bring it back around, we liked it.
Lots of good imagery.
Highly
good
recommend.
Story. Would recommend.
Yeah.
Probably a 5 or 4.5 star.
Yeah.
Read.
Somewhere around
both
there.
Of us.
Yeah. And I do want to read her backlog now.
I'm gonna, like, look back and see what pages I doggered.
I also, like...
2 of them, and normally I don't do that.
Yeah. I don't have a physical copy of it because I got an ARC.
Right.
And it was, like, ARCs have, like, typos and, like, weird formatting sometimes, and I'm like, oh, this is one I actually do want to get a physical copy of and, like, put some tabs in and stuff.
You should, like, if you have, like, extra credits on Book of the Month, you should just...
Yeah. I was going to tell you, this was, like, something I've been thinking about lately. I might cancel Book of the Month.
I know, I've been kind of feeling that too.
I skip a lot. Like, even when I'm kind of interested in books, I skip a lot.
I know, I do too.
Especially now that I have a bookstore near me. I would rather go to the bookstore.
I know, I've been kind of thinking that too. It's hard because sometimes I do like the ones that they suggest because I feel like it kind of gets me out of my
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have thought to read that.
Exactly. But yeah.
I feel that. I mean, look at how many I have over there. And
I know, and I don't read my Book of the Month books. Even when I'm interested in them, I don't know if it's the big hardbacks. I don't like the size of them. Yeah, they're too big.
They are really big.
But I think that they're pretty, and I think that the hardbacks, like, when you take the cover off, are really pretty, too.
Yeah, for sure.
And, like, and the price keeps going up. And, like, I understand that, like, $17 or whatever it is now is good for a hardback.
For sure. But
also, if I don't like hardbacks...
I know, I like paperbacks more, too.
I like little hardbacks. These are really hard to hold. I, like, have to lay it down flat on my bed and put my phone on top of it to hold it open.
That's funny. See, I just, like, I'm usually on the couch, so, like, I'll just use
you have to use something to hold it with, because they're huge.
That was one thing I remember when I, like, first received, like, my very first Book of the Month book. I was like, this is a big book.
They're big. Like, and you know what? I really liked Book of the Month. So when I graduated college, or like when I was finishing up school, I was like, I want to get back into reading, and I don't know where to start. Right. And I think that Book of the Month is great for that. Oh, definitely. Because it's like it gives you, like, a smaller selection. They're curating ideas for you. But, like, now, that was, like, 4 or 5 years ago. I'm like, I have a pretty good idea of what I like to read now. And I can, like, pretty confidently pick out things that I'm interested in and know if I'm going to like a book or not. Right. And I still think it's fun because they introduce you to new releases and different genres and stuff. But I feel like a lot of the time they're just not hitting for me. Yeah. No, or even when I am interested, I'm like, I don't know, like, maybe I'll just get it another time. Or, like, when I do want to read it, I'll just come back to it later. Yeah. So, I'm thinking about canceling it. Also because, like, the way that I look at it is if I canceled that subscription, I could do a different one if I wanted to. Yeah. Like, I've been thinking about starting Stickii Club again. But I do have a lot of stickers that I need to use. So, like, maybe I'm just a little bit delusional about it. Yeah, so I'm like, maybe... And Stickii Club is cheaper than Book of the Month, too. And the other way that I think about it, too... Oh my gosh. He's in it!
Yep. He's gonna try and sit down.
He is sitting in it. He is. He's gonna sit in it. Your butt's too big.
He's gonna
fall over. Iro!
Oh, there he goes!
I'm surprised he didn't knock all of that off the table.
Too. I'm really glad he didn't.
You're a nut.
Bubby, you're not gonna fit in that bag.
Sorry, buddy. Oh my gosh.
Crazy buddy. He loves sitting in bags.
That's so funny. But, the way that I look at it, too, like, if I'm doing that every month, I could just go to the bookstore once a month and pick something out.
A book that you want.
Yeah. And the bookstores put out new releases on display. They curate the displays for you. Yeah. Like, I recently got a new Barnes & Noble near me. Right. And I really like what they're doing with Barnes & Noble now. They're, like, running them more like an independent bookstore. Like, they got a new CEO. They have, like, a whole new thing going on. Okay. And so every Barnes & Noble is curated for the community that it's a part of now. And also they've redone them all. They're really beautiful. And, oh my gosh.
I know. See, them like Barnes & Noble.
Knock that off.
I know.
Iro. Oh no. His face.
Get down.
He said, okay, alright. You're gonna knock that off. Yeah, so... I would like rather go to the bookstore and have that experience. Yeah. Now that I like understand my reading better. Oh my gosh. Stinky boy. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I wanted to mention that and I totally forgot about it until now.
I totally get that.
So yeah, I'm thinking about canceling Book of the Month. I might have I probably have a credit left. So
I think I have a couple credits.
Yeah. I only ever usually have like one, but so maybe I'll get one and then cancel it. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. But yeah, that was kind of what we wanted to talk about today. And I guess like now that we're getting into it a little more, like we made an Instagram account. We haven't really posted on there yet.
Nope.
But we also have this on, like, YouTube and Spotify.
Yeah.
And we're gonna... I gotta figure it out how it works, but trying to get to other podcasting apps, too.
For sure.
But yeah, if you want to follow us on Instagram, you can do that. And if you have any suggestions, like, for topics for us or, like, questions for us, definitely let us know.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so...
give us a follow on our social media.
Yeah.
Medias. I guess YouTube and...
And it should be linked.
YouTube and Instagram, too.
Yeah.
It should be.
In, like, descriptions and things.
Yeah, definitely. We're not just, like, come find it.
Go find it. Oh, it should be Paperspace Podcast on Instagram, and then I think Paperspace Pod on YouTube. But yeah, you can send us messages, you can leave comments.
Yep.
You can also email us at paperspacepod@gmail.com. Yeah.
Yeah, those are great ways. And you can always, DMs on that Instagram are also fine.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, and we'll
see you
next time.
In the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.